Wow. And as we got closer, we realized it was a massive cattle yard.
Ooh,
We've seen those,
Processing
yeah.
plant.
Yeah.
I mean,
Smell them
all,
miles.
oh my God,
oh, yeah.
all you could see was black.
Yeah.
It was that,
Yeah.
it was
It's-
cows.
Yeah.
We've seen those in,
It was like, no wonder this is out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
yeah, we've seen those in the Texas Panhandle too,
Yeah.
which is right below.
Yeah, right below that, exactly.
All right, so I don't know how to switch this info here. Doesn't have a directions.
This is a new,
It's on here. I can see. Hi, Tim.
I am here if you can't see me.
Hi, Scott.
Hello.
have we hit Zoom?
I can see you.
Yeah. I can see you,
Okay.
Tim.
Trying to figure out the new,
There's a new thing here.
It was updated just a few days ago, so there may be some different settings.
But I've already started the
Start,
meeting.
yeah,
No,
I-
but if I start, I'm gonna
Well-
start the meeting again.
Well, you might just start this.
I doubt it, but. I think it's gonna.
okay.
Recording in progress.
There you go.
We're still seeing you.
Yeah, so I need to shut it.
Aha.
Oh, little echo.
Can you hit stay co-host on there?
So we have two of them running.
And I don't-
I can mute, maybe if I mute this one, I can do that.
Ah.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
We're still echoing. But I think we've joined it twice.
Maybe end that.
Yeah, but,
And the owl one.
I don't even see a place to do it.
Right there, right there, at the bottom, what's it say? What does that arrow do? That arrow do that arrow?
It brings up the master.
There's a mute up there in the corner.
Yeah, it's muted. See, we've got two meetings going on and so. Get this here.
Jean, could you turn it off and then?
Power down.
If we have to, we can just use the owl as long as you can see the screen.
All right, let me see if that.
We have a snafu.
I don't know how to gain control of that.
What are the buttons at the bottom left?
Those are all inputs.
How about the menu on the right?
That's the main menu. You can't get to, I don't think you can get to Zoom. Well, maybe you
We
can.
hit the three buttons.
There's on the very right is a little arrow and a tab kind of near the top. If you touch that, I think it brings open a menu.
Oh. I don't stop.
Go back, hang down, where's the back?
The Parks and Rec.
I gotta kill this.
Unplug it.
That's a good solution. All right.
Okay, I think you're on the owl now, but we can't see you guys.
Yeah.
Back
on, We can see you.
Oh, you
and
can?
hear- Yeah, and hear you.
All right.
You
Right,
you see
so-
them on your screen? Little-
Yeah, I can.
I think-
That's fine.
Okay,
I can
that's fine.
see you, I can see Scott.
Yeah,
So from our
Okay.
end, it looks like it's working.
Okay. All right,
We just don't have the big screen working here.
and I just see a partial view here, but that's okay.
okay.
Okay. This is the January 7th meeting of the North Hero Parks and Recreation Committee, introducing ourselves for the audio. Jean Mellerall, Chair. Bernice Guttel, Secretary.
Michael Clausen, member.
John Scutel, member and co-chair, I guess.
Online,
Scott Sainsbury, member?
Tim Bourne, Select Board.
and do we have Bonnie yet?
No.
Or we just have a quorum? Okay. Any adjustments to the agenda?
No,
There's
Okay,
one little topic I'd like to add at some point, but it may not even be under our purview, so we can do it at the very end if that's okay, Gene.
okay. Okay, approval of the meeting minutes from last month.
so moved.
Second,
Any comments? All in favor?
right?
Aye.
Aye.
We're abstaining since I wasn't here.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, approved. And one abstain. Okay, no visitors, no public comment. Okay, starting out with P-lots. The boardwalk grant status. We did get past the first round.
Yay.
Hey, congratulations.
And, but one of the comments that came back is they have this new, climate resiliency program that's attached to it now that you have to fill out an additional form. And they're questioning, why would we ever want to put a boardwalk through a wetlands area? So,
Well, we're
I-
repairing a boardwalk through
no,
an
even so.
existing boardwalk.
Yeah, they don't like that. But I'm gonna go charging ahead with it. It's at the perimeter of the actual marked out boardwalk. Wetlands, if you look on the state's map of the wetlands,
Mhm.
we're really on the perimeter of it, and I'll just write it up as it being there along, it's the only north.
Mm.
East-west trail, that type of thing on there, but, yep.
I have a question, Gene. I find it kind of interesting that they would ask that question, yet what was the evaluation process to determine if you made it through the
So,
first
I'm
round?
gonna send them that email because I think what they do is they have a new person looking at just that form.
Uh-huh,
And so this form is now, it's never was in previous
Yeah.
applications. So they're not part of the review committee, they're part of the screening committee. And so I think what we're seeing is somebody jumping in, you better
Yeah.
have a good reason for doing a boardwalk
It's like
through
if you're
here.
asking that type of question, why are?
And that was my first reaction, like, why did you even grant us a go through here, you know?
Right.
But, I think I can state it's the only trail that we have that's in the northern part going east-west. It's been there since what, 70-something, 1970-something. It's a replacement. It's at the perimeter of the wetlands. It's usually dry majority portion of the year around there, or just damp. It's not really a wetland per se. So I think there's some things I can write up in there.
Well, it's a connecting trail.
Yes,
brings you-
exactly,
brings
the
you home.
east-west, yeah, the only east-west in the northern
Yeah,
part of
yeah.
of the whole park, so. I think there's things I can write in there, and I'm not gonna worry about it too much, because I think it was just somebody being overreactive on.
I think it
a new
also
role.
allows people to see the wetland.
Hmm?
It also allows people to get a close-up
Well,
view. of the
that's
wetland.
true, and people will better understand, plus we have wetlands all over the island
Yeah,
here, you
we're
know?
improving the flow through the.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly, so
what
I
I was
think.
gonna say, yeah, we're
There's quite a
solving
bit
it.
oh, sorry, Scott.
I was just gonna agree with John. We're solving an existing problem by allowing the water to sheet under our new construction.
Yeah, and plus there's no real good place to put another trail through that northern section, so there's a way I can write it up, but I was kind of miffed, like Michael was saying, as to why they even approved this.
Yeah,
And
yeah, and I would also say it would be more disruption to cut a new trail farther up.
I don't think it's very
Yeah.
rugged through
Yeah.
there and not, as easily accessible
Right.
too.
And also it's the historical trail. And so even if we took the boardwalk out, people would continue to use
Yeah,
that
I know.
and really mess up
That's a
that.
good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Okay, so, this is
Good.
due on the 31st, of this month. I'm working on that now. Tim, I'll have to come before the select board, probably in a couple weeks to get the go-ahead to go to to actually submit the application.
Okay, that sounds good.
Anything else? Any other questions on the boardwalk?
No, great.
Okay, railroad bed.
I have not done
Okay.
anything with that yet.
That's
I
okay.
figured to get a quote now, I think we'll wait till we get a little closer to when we can do it.
Okay, tell me when you want me to ask you again.
Okay, well, just keep asking.
Keep asking, okay. Don't laugh, Scott. I'm gonna do the same with you with the fencing, the deer fencing at some point soon.
I'm
All
ready.
right. The directional arrows, I got an email from Terry today. She's got, Lisa already lined up to do the Ingalls signs, and so she's just gonna have them done at the same time. Should be done towards the beginning of February, she thought.
Yeah, I finished all the blanks this week, and the cookies. They've all been cut and sanded, and the shapes are cut, and so she's gonna pick them up and take them to Lisa.
Okay, is there anything else with P-lots? Okay, Camp Ingalls kitchen.
Kitchen is done for now.
Do we have an electric bill coming?
Well, the electric's not done yet, but I've got to contact Tracy. That's not holding anything up.
Okay,
I think when it's warmer, he'll be able
Yeah.
to do that electric.
Okay.
It's awfully cold over there.
That the door is frozen.
Couldn't get it open yesterday.
Oh,
Which
good.
door?
The
Front
front
door,
door.
yeah.
I'll go over tomorrow.
You know, with all that rain,
Yeah.
they're like, shh, and then it froze really quickly, so.
Okay, and I wanted to ask, the toolbox status.
The toolboxes are done.
Yeah.
We're gonna do-
I may put some shelves in the spring. I don't think the tools are in the one at Angles yet. But
They're in the field cabin.
they're in the
They're
field
big bed.
cabin, and
Yeah,
so that's something that we can complete in the spring.
We
I
should
think-
probably get some hooks, and when we
Yeah.
do the jobs, and
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave some of the brochures in a plastic bag in both of them,
Mhm.
once I get the Ingalls brochures back, so that I'm not carting them around all the
Yeah.
time, and I'll just leave.
You can
them
always
in the
leave them in the
tool-
field cabin too.
Yeah, well, I'll just put them in the toolboxes and they'll be in the same place in
Okay,
both
good.
sites. Okay. And Scott, you just mentioned the trail signs again, those are gonna be done probably in the beginning of February. And I think, Terry is talking about putting them up before great ice. I don't know if it's critical because of weather-wise, but if it gets done, it gets done or not.
are the posts, do they require posts
I
or
think-
not?
I don't know.
Because if the ground's frozen, they're not gonna get the.
No, I think she's thinking trees.
Attach them.
Yeah.
Did you say beginning of what, February?
Well, they should be made by the beginning of February.
Alright.
And then, I'm not sure about the putting up. I'm waiting to hear back on once they're done. And then we have to decide whether, we did a new trail map sign for P-lots based on what John had made for us. So I guess the question is, should we do the same thing for Ingalls too?
We probably should.
Yeah,
And that way we can update the one on the website too.
So trail map based on. Could you
On-
repeat that, please?
what John Hayden did
Yeah.
in the brochure is take that and make actually a sign.
Okay.
The brochures have gone over to the printer, but it was right before Christmas, so I told them we didn't really need them till mid-January, so I should be hearing in the next week or so. I ordered a box to put them in right now, we agreed that we were gonna put it on the cabin.
Okay,
So I ordered one.
similar to a Pilates?
Couldn't find one at
Okay,
that price,
doesn't
but
need to be
yeah,
exactly the same.
doesn't
but
have to be,
Is
but
it clear acrylic sort of, so?
it's a little foggy acrylic with
Okay.
black on it. It's made for, real estate signs, real estate brochures, so. You can see what's in there, so. Okay, anything else with Ingalls? Okay, the footpath, we had discussed possibly doing the brochure for the footpath too. Scott, I'm not sure where John stands on jumping in for another round.
Well, the second round was better than the first, so maybe the third will be even better. Was- I could ask him.
Okay. I had brought it up with him about a year ago, so it shouldn't be new, but
Right.
anything
Maybe
else? I'm sorry.
it may be a simpler one, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Be nice to include some of the history of the rail bed
Right.
as well.
Okay, anything else with the footpath?
People are using it,
Yeah.
people are skiing on it, people are walking on it, so that's what we noticed last week when we were out there.
That's great.
I saw a barred owl out there a couple weeks ago.
We did too.
Yeah.
Right alongside the trail. It was just
Yeah.
like, whoa.
And, and ravens or crows were chasing it and harassing it.
Really?
It was quite interesting to watch.
All right, the geocaching.
Yes.
So there is one site at P-Lots and one site at Ingalls that are ours. And then there are two additional sites that I can see on the website that are actually in P-Lots that somebody else has put there.
Oh, interesting.
They haven't been maintained in years. Terry said she'd be willing to ask and see if anybody on the trail stewards was interested, but do we still want to maintain these or
I think they need new little journals and new containers.
probably new? Yeah, because they're in rough, the comments have been that they're in rough
I'm
shape,
sure they're in rough.
Yeah, they haven't been maintained in.
but people have been going there.
Yeah, and I think there's a whole cult of people that,
That still do that, yeah.
yeah, my sister does that everywhere she goes, so.
So I guess the idea would be if we could find somebody from the trails, unless somebody on the committee wants to take it.
We've tried to go there before. but-
And I don't think Terry wants to do it, so if we can find somebody on the trail stewards, we'll maintain, otherwise we'll pull them out
Mhm.
and get rid of them off the website too.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Maintaining them would simply mean getting new little journals and a new container, right?
Yeah, and
And
there,
sort
some
of-
people put trinkets and stuff
And
in there,
trinkets.
yeah.
Yeah. Little prizes for finding it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we'll wait on to see her, if Terry finds somebody. Okay, website improvements.
It's underway.
Yeah, Scott and I were pretty busy between last meeting and this meeting for the holidays, surgeries. All kinds of things,
Understood.
right, Scott?
Understood.
We just
Yep.
didn't get together.
But we've each taken our first initial look at it, and so we're gonna have a second look pretty soon.
Right.
So
Are the
we're
bro-
working.
Is the P-Lots brochure up there? Can you see it?
No, but
It got, so it got put up on the old one. I don't think it got transferred
There's a
over.
brochure on.
I'm
it.
not sure. I'm not
Okay.
sure
Okay,
what's up there. I know the things that I add, but I'm not sure if the brochure is there.
well, I had her added on the old one. I'm not sure if it
Oh,
got
she probably
transferred to the
transferred
new
it.
one.
I just
Okay.
haven't had time.
We
to
looked
check.
at it the other day and the brochure was there.
Oh, it was
yeah,
good,
I
good,
think it's good.
excellent.
It's a good idea to have the brochures up there. Possibly have them be able to print out from online,
Yes,
that would save us.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, summer camps.
Lauren is working on the brochure at this minute, or, she's starting to work on the brochure. She's collecting, little explanations of summer camps from our directors. It's like we have in the brochures. She's talking to the directors. She thinks that she'll have it done by the 17th. And I think the plan is to put them mostly in libraries, since we can't hand them out to schools, so. What did you put on in terms of?
Will we have them for the great ice?
Yeah, and for Great Ice.
Well,
Um,
and Front Porch Forum
Well,
would be good.
if that's the 17th, I guess not, so I'm gonna have to talk to her and hustle her along. In
The
terms of
17th of January or February?
February,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I will. Well, hustle her.
the 14th, 15th, yeah,
14th, 15th, yeah, okay.
something like that.
Jane Bonnie was trying to say something.
Yeah,
I think-
Bonnie.
The Front Porch Forum, I'm sorry I was late, everybody. I couldn't find the
Oh, hi,
link.
Bonnie.
I started a little late. The Front Porch Forum would be good, and if you want me to do that, I will do that. Find people in each town to post it.
To post a brochure,
Yeah, or a link to it. Where does it live on the
Yeah.
website?
it would be possibly be a link to it,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Okay, that, you and I can keep in touch with that.
Yeah, if you want me to do that, I will. I don't know, is it usually just North Hero
you-
residents? Or
Are you running Front Porch Forum now? In the islands, Bonnie?
am I
or-
what?
Running Front Porch Forum, I was wondering how you were gonna do you have like an in on putting them on or what? You would just
No,
do it?
I use it for my mentoring group, and we have been really successful with paid ads. But if you don't want a paid ad, you can work around it.
Yeah, I usually put a lot of information on the Front Porch Forum, but I've never tried putting the brochure on there. And that would be a nice thing to do,
Mhm.
possibly link it to the brochure.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think that would be nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
to the
yeah,
town
that'd be
site.
great.
I just have a question. Do all the camps have to start at the same time? My pickleball people want to see if we can start ours at 9:30. Would that be an
Mhm.
issue, do you think?
Do not have to all start at the same time, no.
you.
Has Lauren been in touch with you?
Yeah, I got an email from her asking exactly what you said for the descriptions and
Right.
the deadline. I forget what it was. But yes,
We'll have to move the deadline up. I'd forgotten all about the Great Ice. All right,
So should we pre-approve for the costs associated with
I think you put $300 in there.
that's in the budget, but we haven't pre-approved the spend.
Okay, so we should probably approve that.
Okay.
right?
Make a motion that we approve $300 for the camp brochures.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Right?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion's carried. Do you have anything else with camps?
I don't think so.
Okay, permits are underway for both the kayaking and swim. did hear back from the girl that's doing the permits. She said she'd be getting them to us pretty quickly.
Oh, good.
So should have them within, I guess, a week or so. She's gonna merge it into one permit for both the kayak, because it's easier for them. I'm like, whatever. Do whatever you have to do. Okay, anything else on summer camps? Okay, park passes, I've put in a request for the memorandum of understanding that Tim, the select board, will have to sign when I get it back. This is for the state park passes.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're putting together the memorandum of understanding, and we should be getting it probably within the next few weeks, and I'll pass it along to get signed.
Okay,
Okay.
that sounds perfect.
Okay, pickleball updates. Bonnie, do you want to take this?
I don't think Tim had too much. I forget what he said. I didn't really pay attention to it, but it sounds like things are moving.
Act 250 thing was passed.
Yeah, we had at the select board meeting last night, we had copies of the approved permits.
Okay.
Yeah, the Act 250 and the stormwater permit was approved just before Christmas.
Yeah.
Construction bids will be sent out and managed by the Vermont Parks and Rec Project Manager Patrick DeTilio this month. 2 IPA members and retired civil engineers Paul O'Leary and Court Perry will work with Patrick in reviewing the bids. We hope for a spring construction schedule and playing pickleball at Knights Point in late June, early July.
Wow.
Pretty nice.
That's
This is really great. It's been a long time coming, but they really stuck to it, and I'm glad to see this.
when I read Tim's report, that's all I heard was playing pickleball, blah, blah, blah. I forgot the rest. Thank you, Jean, for having that in front of you.
Okay, winter events. Chip's not here, so we don't have I don't think Mary Jo has joined us yet. Right, and so, we don't have updates for the first two. The summer programs and VINs, she sent an email around, I think, to everybody that they're working on trying to get that scheduled. I think last time we had.
Although I reminded Mary Jo that we've got a summer camp that week and that Mia will probably be setting up on Saturday.
Mhm.
And so if it rains, we cannot go inside, that it will have to go to the library.
Okay,
Is that right?
yep, that's fine.
So, okay.
If, we don't even know we're getting July 5th, though, right?
No, I know that all the librarians on the island sort of coordinate.
Yep.
The VINS programs, so that VINS people don't have to run back and forth. Basically, so I don't know, but you're right, we don't know if July 5th is the exact date.
Okay. All right, and then Great Ice, we definitely have business expo table, only it looks like it's not gonna be a business expo anymore. They made an agreement with the Champlain Island, farmers market. And it's, all these people are from the farmers market are signing up for space in here.
That's
So
great.
it's probably gonna turn into, instead of a business expo, a farmer's market. I think they had 16 people, 16 groups sign up already. And so we do have a spot. I checked tonight. And so, and the time for that, I think they're changing. That's my other thing, I think. Hang on a second.
And actually, I think just the clientele would probably be more conducive for our.
I agree. It's a better, way better draw.
So the expo, it looks like they're gonna move it to 10 to 2, from 10 to 2, because I think that aligns with what the farmer's market wanted to do.
Those changed, the farmer's market's gonna be in here, not the business expo.
Oh, where's the business actually?
They're not gonna have one because
Oh.
they made a deal with the farmer's market that they could have space, and so far like 16 people have signed up. So they're gonna pretty much fill the space, so it'll probably be us and the farmer's market and one other group possibly.
Oh, so we're still gonna be in there.
We're still gonna be in there.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the-
And I'm available that day, Jean, if you need anybody for the table.
Okay, and I think
Okay.
John and Michael both volunteered, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, on the snowshoe, Bernie, Terry and I have been going around on this, and what we've come up with is we're gonna do from 8 to 11 is the window. The reason we moved it to early in the morning is there's not much else going on for Great Ice during that time, so we thought we would attract more people to it.
Okay.
We're gonna do it in 2 shifts, because it gets cold hanging out in the longhouse for 4 or 5 hours. And so what we're gonna do is from 7 to 9:30 and 9:30 to 12, padding on both ends to set up and to clean up on both ends. And so Bernie and I are gonna do the early one. Terry's gonna do the second. Scott, you had mentioned you were interested in participating.
Yeah.
Are you still interested?
I can, yeah,
Would you like to do the 9:30 to 12?
yeah, whatever you want me to do.
Okay, and then Terry was gonna see if a couple of our trail stewards would like to join us too on
Good.
that.
Good.
Now, as far as food, Bernie and I were gonna make cookies. Did you volunteer, Pat?
Yeah, for sure.
So-
She doesn't need to hang out, she can just bake, that would be great.
Yeah,
And so we'll just need to know what each person is bringing, so we're not redundant or anything on that. And then I'm gonna check the cocoa. I can bring water.
Okay, I'll buy cocoa.
You'll buy cocoa, I'll bring water.
There's cocoa there, but it's old. so I-
Okay, so you'll get the cocoa, I get the water, okay. And then, I think we're pretty much set. You're gonna get the snowshoes themselves. If you need any help, just let me
Yeah.
know.
The library has our snowshoes. So that's great.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll pick them up.
okay. Anything else related to this?
Yeah, let's just talk and see what you'd like us to bring, you know?
I'm going with the brownies, okay?
You're making brownies?
Yep.
Okay,
What's her specialty?
baking.
And if you need an additional thing, I could do something too, food wise.
All right, Bonnie, we're gonna sign you up.
Okay, just tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Why
Happy.
don't the two of you pick and I'll go last, so I'll make something that fits in with everything.
Okay. And how much do you need? How many? Like pieces or whatever?
I think one batch. Last year, we took stuff home.
Yeah.
So I don't think we need a huge amount.
So
We're
you
just
mean,
doing an assortment.
Yeah,
so you need
just
like a
like-
dozen or 2 dozen or something like that? or-
Right. 2
one-
dozen.
One batch of
2 dozen.
cookies.
Yeah,
Whatever.
probably
Dozen.
around 2 dozen or so is good.
Okay. 2 dozen of something.
Okay, I'll do 2 dozen of something too, and we'll just see if it all
It's
works
left.
out.
Whatever's left can come back to the,
You can go
farmer's
back to the
market.
farmer's market.
Yeah, that's right.
And the portalet, you ordered that, right?
It's all set.
We just got a little lecture from them. Apparently, there's a new girl in their office up there, CSS. And so Tim and I got an email from Lisa that for the pickleball one, since they didn't call her to let her know to pick it up, then they were gonna charge us an extra month of that. So I think what we have to do is that when we're done, we just have to call them and tell them to pick it up.
Okay. I don't think I ordered the pickleball one, did I?
No, you didn't. Tim
Okay.
did.
Okay.
But there's a new girl in the office,
Yeah.
and so apparently she can't keep dates straight or something because she wants you to
Okay.
call and say to take it away.
All right. So what do I need to do?
All you have to do is when we're done that day,
Yeah,
call them up and said, all done, take it away.
all right. I told them what day to pick it up, I think.
Doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
I
but
think
that's what
Tim
she
did
doesn't
too.
get.
That's what she, yeah, that's what Tim, yeah. Tim gave her, they wanted exactly 4 months. They had an end date
Yeah.
and they
she
didn't
did.
pick it up. And she said
We
nobody
returned-
told her to pick it up and they were trying to charge us for it, but
Ooh,
we
that's
wouldn't
not
pay for it. We didn't pay for it, but.
Right.
Okay, anything else with Great Ice? Oh, I have
Okay.
to get you raffle tickets and I'll get you pamphlets too from both Ingalls. I should have the Ingalls by then and also
Okay.
the Pilots one.
Jean, do you already have raffle tickets from
I
last year?
have- Yeah,
Okay.
yep.
I was gonna say, I'd be happy to go get them if you need me to.
No, I'll just bring them to the next meeting.
It's good.
So
Okay.
if there was something we could give away at the booth, like a decal or something like that, that would, people would like.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have any.
Scott, what do you think? Can you design one, and order it?
Yeah, there you go. Sure,
Was
Why
that a
not?
yes?
why not?
Was
Who's
that
got the
yes?
artwork? Who's
You
got the
might-
art? Who's got the artwork for the little logo thing that? Chip,
you do.
Oh, you mean
The logo,
the
letterhead.
the mountains and the whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
It's really, really old. I
uh,
have a hard time uploading it, but I'll give it to you for sure. I'll send it to you.
Chip
Okay.
I think
might have,
It was a chip thing.
Chip might have the, like the Pilot, the Pilot sign and the Engels sign, the little
Yeah,
cutouts he did. He might have that digitally.
Yeah, you could probably ask Chip, and I can try to send you this. It's pretty
okay.
stark and, not really, I'd like to,
I was thinking I could put it in the middle of a badge kind of thing, and
that'd be
say,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of
I
them.
love North
Right.
Hero Nature or something like that around it. Yeah.
Yes, one of them. Yeah,
Okay.
both of them are.
Okay.
And I don't know how are they colored? These things is what we're talking about.
Oh,
The-
yeah,
The mountain and the reflection of the
Yeah,
mountains
yeah.
mountains in the lake.
yeah.
The one we have is in colored.
Yeah, mine isn't colored. I don't know. Maybe it
The
was-
one from the letterhead?
Yeah,
Yes,
I have that, but it's rough, but I can send you the one I have too. I chopped it out of something.
Okay.
I
okay.
cropped it.
I can send I think I have it. I do have it. It's just, yeah. I would like a new one to be designed actually. Who's an artistic member of our committee that could do that?
Yeah,
Giggles.
No, why don't we have Mia do it?
Oh, good idea.
Mhm.
was that,
I think we need.
Mia, she's doing the art camp.
yeah,
There,
Well, we wouldn't have it in time, but
yeah,
the new one.
we'll have to ask her this summer because
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, anything else for Great Ice? Okay, we have 4 people up for a term in March for renewal, if they want to, or there's essentially open seats at the end of the, at March time point. And we have to make a recommendation at the beginning of March to the select board for replacing those seats. And we had come up with a process last year of how to do that, and that included putting an advertisement into the Front Porch Forum, and then each person sending in a letter of interest for it.
Right.
So we should get the letter of interest and everything in by the beginning, before the March meeting, they'll need to be in. We'll have to set a deadline for that. And then we'll need to put advertisement in probably at the beginning of February so that people have time to think about it and put.
And you might want to coordinate some of that with Corinne, who is doing, openings for all the committees. To get in with what the town is doing.
oh yeah, she might be advertising.
No, well, that's happened last year.
Right.
So what happened, Tim, last year is that she just puts a general statement out, but to describe the role, you have to put your own out.
Yes, yeah, no, there's the general committee and openings, and that's what she is doing. And they will be doing Front Porch Forum, and I think maybe one ad in the Islander.
And then what she had us do last year is then write up a blurb for us to do ourselves into Front Porch Forum that was more specific for the committee.
Yep, okay.
Jane, who's up for,
So up for is Bernie, Mary Jo, Chip, and Scott.
so this is my chance to get out of making cookies, huh?
No,
wait.
because the term's not up until March, so
Yeah.
you still have to do it.
Thinking along the same lines, Scott.
These are
I've been
three-year-
secretary for
3-year
14
term.
years. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
all right.
yeah.
So
So a letter of interest.
a letter of interest, which would be due like a week before our March meeting. I have to check though, since we actually have to move the March meeting because of town meeting day and elections. So I have to check that against the select board schedule to see if we can do it in March before and still able to get it to the select board. Tim, you don't happen to know what March select board meeting you're gonna be making decisions, do you?
No, because probably my guess is it's going to be, let me look at this, March 3rd will be the informational meeting. So it will most likely be the first meeting after that, the 17th, that will be the reorganization meeting. And so by the 17th of March.
That should work.
Yeah, because we have to move our March meeting to the following week,
Which would be the 10th.
the 10th or 11th, right?
10th.
10th?
Yeah.
And then it would have to go
The
immediately.
10th, the 10th is a Monday.
Okay, so
the
11th.
Are we talking March?
Yep,
Yeah. Yep. No, that is, the 10th is a Monday.
Okay, the 11th then.
Yeah.
okay, so let's say that all letters of intent need to be in by the 1st of March?
And we submit them to you, Jane? or-
No, we actually sent it to our group email address so that it goes to the entire committee at the same time.
Okay,
And so I'll put an ad in Front Porch Forum. like the second week of February. How's that? And that would allow like 3 weeks of input from that point on. And if we don't get much in, then I'll put another one in a week or so later or something like that.
Okay, well, let me just review this. A letter of interest due by March 1st to the North Shore Parks and Rec Committee email.
Yep.
Correct?
And then I'll put a front porch forum notification in about it, like the second week of February. And then we'll have a discussion during our March 11th meeting about our recommendation to the select board that would happen on the 17th.
Okay, so the front porch forum would be when?
The second week of February,
Meaning what day?
not a specific day. We'll
Okay.
just put it in the second week of February.
I just had one question on the process.
Yeah.
Do you want people to do a one-page letter of interest, or do you just want to say a letter of interest? Because I think the one page may deter some people.
So, well, it could be up to 1 page. I think we were
Okay.
trying to keep it relatively short.
Oh, okay.
No more than, so
Yeah,
it could be less than,
okay, okay.
it's really a paragraph or so.
I just looking at that thing about we'll submit a one-page letter. I was wondering if without any, that's a letter of interest. It doesn't say anything about listing qualifications or any of that. So I'm wondering if it should just be a letter of interest.
Well, I think we were trying to keep it to the 1 page, no
Okay,
more than 1
okay.
page. Because we didn't want like somebody sending their whole life's history.
Their Vita.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
okay, anything else on the membership terms? Okay, finances, I did have, I just bought, I do have one invoice for approval that I hadn't sent around because I just did it. And I bought the box for the brochures at Ingalls, and so 2861 for the box at Ingalls, and so looking for approval of an invoice.
Someone move that we approve there's a motion that we approve the
2861,
2861.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Did you bring the slide invoice for?
No.
Oh. We bought a sled to
I'm sure
put
we
it
just
in.
got a front porch forum.
Yeah. We'll bring it next time.
No.
No, we're just donating.
Well, oh, okay, because we
Yeah.
could pre-approve it.
$12.
Okay, is there anything else that we should pre-approve? At this point? Do we need any funds in the next month that I'm not thinking there's much.
You approved the porta potty?
We did that last time. So we got the porta potty, the brochures.
You wanna pre-approve $100 for cocoa and stuff, or do we do that already?
I'll do the water, you do the cocoa, we'll get it.
And the
Anything
decals?
else? And the decals,
If I can do them,
okay?
Okay.
not a promise.
Yeah, you might go on Staples, Scott, and check that out.
Okay,
Sometimes those publishing sites have examples.
yeah,
You might find an example that fits.
okay, thanks.
Okay, any questions on the status of the finances? We're around $800, $850 that are flexible right now, but we can always change our mind, obviously, on some of the other planned activities.
It
Okay,
hasn't really changed so much.
no.
No.
Okay, and we've already discussed moving the meeting from the next meeting is February 4th, and we're moving the March 4th meeting to the 11th. Is there anything else? Oh, Scott, you had mentioned an additional potential topic here.
Yeah, are we ready for that?
Yep.
Okay, so this really, I don't know if this is, well, it probably is not within Parks and Rec, so maybe I'm looking for advice as much as anything else. But are you all aware of the invasive called knotweed?
Mhm.
And you know what a devastating thing it is? Anybody not aware of knotweed? I can give you a quick,
I'm
oh
not,
no,
I don't want to derail you.
I'm sorry.
Maybe just a quick, just 2
Yeah,
sentences.
so it's a bamboo related plant that was brought to
Okay.
the US as a ornamental in the 1800s. And it grows by runners as well as by seed. And it loves to follow waterways. And when it gets in them, it just completely takes over. So if you go out to the Mad River Valley where I used to live, or you go up to Stowe, all the rivers and everything in the course of the last 25 or 30 years are now just lined with this stuff. And it grows about 10 feet tall and it doesn't hold the bank. It's not good erosion control. And it will get into gardens, it will get into foundations, it will get anywhere. You can't get a mortgage in England if the property has knotweed on it, just so you know how bad this stuff is. And I'm seeing patches of it on our island that concern me because the stuff goes so fast. And there's a patch on, I think, some town property right down on Station Road that leads right into that wetland. And boy, once it gets in there, goodbye. So I'm wondering how we could talk about some sort of effort on the town's part or the committee's part or some other. There are some ways of mitigating. They're not easy, and I could describe those another time, but I'm just kind of looking for a place to put this thought, this concern.
I think, Scott, you could, the plot, that's where that new house is going up, right? That's where where
Next
they
to it,
pulled
yeah.
down the old station master's house.
Yep.
God, the guy's name is escaping me right now, but he's trying to buy that land from the town.
O'Neill.
So the town is not gonna own it if it's approved on the March, town meeting, that it's not gonna belong to the town much longer. He has been trying some mitigation efforts. The only
Yeah.
thing the town is gonna retain is a, right of way for the water line, which goes through there.
Right.
So I'm not sure where that will stand with the transfer of property, but I know he has been working on that. And he got permission about a year and a half ago from the town to start eradicating it there. And I noticed he cut it. I noticed it was growing back.
Doesn't do it.
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't do it. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah, and I'm wondering if there's like a public-private kind of effort, like the town could cheerlead, work with private owners or something like that to fight this stuff. I don't know. I'm just, starting to kick ideas around. Yeah.
Michael has a,
Scott, have you checked out with the Department of Environmental Conservation to see if they're doing anything about that?
Yeah. I haven't called them specifically in the case of, places where it isn't rampant. I know they've all but given up and thrown up their hands in the valley and up in Stowe and so on. And just, there aren't any attempts to try to get rid of it where it's really, really gotten strong.
Okay, thank you.
It's a whole
It's a-
along the Missisquoi too, up in
Yeah.
Berkshire, that area.
Yeah, it's a son of a gun.
Mhm.
I don't know. Anybody have any suggestions? Should I take it to the select board, Tim, or?
I think, since the town is not gonna own that property if it's approved in March, if the sale is approved in March for much longer, I don't know what the town could do because, by the time spring comes, O'Neill is gonna own that that parcel there.
Yeah, that piece there, but there are other pieces around.
I'm sure there would
We
be
got-
interest in containing, yes, I mean, whatever we could do. And,
Right.
you know, it might be, maybe you could just get in touch with Tracy Jouer and ask him if he's seen any other, because he's, you know, all around town and cutting trees and doing roads.
Yep.
That if he's noticed, or ask him to keep an eye out for it. Maybe something we could start doing is an inventory.
Great. Yeah, I'd hate to see it get into Pilots or
Ah.
Ingalls, you know?
Yes.
If it's at the O'Neill's house, it will probably end up going all the way down West Shore Road.
Yeah. It's
That
on
way
our-
they're near
Into
the,
Paylocks.
We have some on our property that we're gonna
yeah.
be
So
following.
eventually,
Yeah.
eventually it will be a big town problem, for sure.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
I think mentioning it to the select board is important, and I think our committee would be willing to help out in terms of trying to get it stopped. How are they stopping it, Scott? What's the procedure? Pulling it
So,
out?
yeah, New Hampshire had, New Hampshire what, Fish and Wildlife or someone? No, or I can't remember what department, I can look it up, but they had done some real work on how to stop the damn stuff. And what they found was successful was to cut it in the spring when it's really trying to grow, let it grow to like 10 inches or something and cut it. And then cover it in about 5 inches of mulch and then cover it with plastic and put another 5 inches of mulch on and leave it for 5 years and you'll kill it. And that's how you do it.
Uh,
But you have to be careful to get the edges when you do that. I would
Yep.
would think, because I didn't know anything worked.
Yeah,
sounds-
apparently
sounds
this
like-
works.
Yeah, it sounds like intensive people power to do it.
Yeah,
It doesn't sound like there's a machine that will do it.
nope,
It's
Nope.
all people power, so.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
so anyway, why don't I write a note? And bring it back, and if the rec committee would be interested in making a recommendation to send to the select board, you know, just we support this effort or something, we could do it that way.
Yeah.
What about any of the
And,
other?
and even just,
environmental-
even if we just promoting awareness
Yeah,
initially, you know, and then.
maybe organizing a sort of a educational meeting
What about
for townspeople. What to look
Molly.
for.
down here? What about Molly? That's down a few doors down. She's the conservation, Grand Isle Conservation something.
right.
Aren't there's environmental groups in the area, right? I know a lot of them are focused on water, directly on water quality, but isn't she a conservation?
I'm not sure who you're referring to.
She's in, she had the dinner here with the.
Yeah.
Right.
and
Is she
Right,
with-
She has an office right
Oh, okay.
there with,
With- with
Julo.
Andy.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah. That's where all of the plants are dropped off in the.
Yes.
springtime. Speaking of which.
yeah. So
Okay.
does she have any jurisdiction or whatever around
We could
here?
ask.
She would certainly have expertise.
Yeah,
I
so
think.
she's in Andy Julo's office building.
Okay.
And I think she's like the Grand Isle District.
Yeah,
Conservation
yeah,
something.
I've met her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I could look her up. Okay,
That sounds good. I think the first step is educating people that it's here, that it's, you know, in our town, and then it spreads quickly.
Or the master gardeners.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good
Yeah,
idea
that's a
too,
good
yeah.
idea, too.
right.
Extension office.
That's a
Um,
good, the UVM extension.
That's
Yep.
a-
Yeah, that's
Isn't
another
that-
idea.
Betsy
Right.
Jaffe is
Because,
involved.
yeah, that, I think that's a good suggestion because their mission now is education, right?
Yeah.
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 I
That's
can
a
talk
good
to
idea.
Betsy.
More
I go
appropriate
birding.
than
I go birding with Betsy a lot, so I can talk to her.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be great, Scott.
They're probably more appropriate than Parks and Rec, because our
Yeah,
jurisdictions now, although, I mean, we can support it, that's for sure, but I think they would have more
Well-
control, more ties, more, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I
especially in
just thought maybe we could be a little activation energy and get something started, you know?
Well,
I think that would be great.
yeah, and we're here, we could, supply the manpower, but possibly not or the people power, excuse me. But, maybe not the educational piece of it, which would be great if master gardeners could do that.
Or the UVM extension, or, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Or just, an awareness campaign, I think if somebody's willing to do that would be good. And that might be
Yeah.
something you could ask the trail stewards to keep an eye out for.
yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
Very
that's
good.
true.
very good.
anything else?
Yeah,
That's
thanks
fine.
for bringing that up, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
Anything else? Should we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second,
Second,
all in favor?
Aye.
all right,
Any opposed? Okay, we're adjourned.
okay,
Thank you
thanks,
very
everybody.
much.
Thank you.
See y'all, stay warm.
Uber. Speaking of the extension service, did you get the,
Yes.
I did too, and I sort of selected 3 different things that we talked about.
Michael, thank you.
Let me shut down.
Yeah, thank you all.